Hi everybody, my name is Nathan. If you haven't met me before, I'm one of the volunteers here with the Mendips ANOB. I'm a tree surgeon and an ecologist and a fungi enthusiast, and today I'm going to go for a walk through Smitham Wood. So far we've seen mainly gilled mushrooms like the rustulas here. So here we are, the rustula with the gill, and we've seen a couple of polyporous mushrooms, so the ones that have the pore bearing surface, but they were the ones that are attached to trees like the bracket fungus, so Trametes versicolor, Trametes gibosa. Those use little tubes to drop their pores out, the spores out of there, called pores. So many mushrooms have gills, but other mushrooms do have a pore surface. And this cap that I've just found on the floor here, see, it's pretty nondescript on that side, just a brown cap, but on the underside it's got this glorious yellow, and this is actually the flesh underneath. This stuff here right on the edge, that was the pore bearing surface, so they're the tubes. So this is a bullet. This is probably actually a birch bullet or a lachinum species, but they come under the Boletus family because they all use this pore bearing surface, that is these little tubes to drop their pores out of, to be carried away by the wind. So that's
and this is not really a late autumn winter species, is it?
No, this is definitely an autumn species. Some of these of this type of mushroom are some of the choicest edibles, but then there are others that, again, though I'm not sure if there are any really toxic species, there are some that you don't want to eat because they're just not very nice. So we'll see if we can find any more of these.
We spotted this because it was upside down.
Upside down, yes. One of the identifiers, I can't remember which one it is though. But yeah, so we've got a nice rustulas. It'd be a bit hard to show you the gills breaking because they're already pretty mushy and gone over.
And then
this one's a much fresher one. So we've got another species of gilled mushroom here. So these ones are cool. So I am going to pick this one so I can show you. It's pretty common species, so I'm not too worried about that. Look at that lovely orange colour. And oh, look at the lovely blue. But this is a milk cap species. Let's see if it'll actually do it, but we'll leave it there. I'm not sure whether it's going to have enough juice in it to come out, but what will happen is that it will turn blue.
What, is that bruising?
Yes, so the damage turns to blue eventually. Don't know how long we're going to wait for. So one of the other big groups of mushrooms is the innercibes, the fibre caps, and this is one of them. They're called the fibre caps because they have this tough fibrous cap that quite often splits into, as it dries and gets older, it splits into these kind of almost flower-like patterns, and they often have this nipple up on the top of them, an umbo up on the top, which is one of the ways you can identify it as a fibre cap. Which of the fibre caps? I don't know. Again, lots of little brown mushrooms.
Nathan says he's found a better death cap specimen. Let's go and see. Oh yeah. Wow.
Death cap with a rustula right into it. So again, I've pulled away all the stuff and having a look down here at the bottom of the stipe, the stem, you can see the remains of the veil that would have covered this like it was a little egg, and then this pushes up, so this dark colour is quite distinctive for the death cap.
It's got quite a stocky stipe, hasn't it? Quite thick and stocky.
And they are, I mean, there are the destroying angel is another one in this family, and they're all pretty blooming toxic. They are not good for you at all. So yeah, just watch out for the ammonites. Really, they are, yeah, they're killers, but they're beautiful. You don't eat them. the perfect place to still be filming, because we came up here for looking for one particular type of mushroom, really, because it does grow here, and here it is, your archetypal Amanita muscaria. So this is the Amanita family. So they're poisonous ones, but this is your fairy elf house. So the red colour is the colour of the mushroom. The white dots, you can see them still on here. They're part of what's called the universal veil. So the universal veil is when the mushroom starts coming out from the mycelium in the ground. It has a covering that covers over, and as the mushroom comes up and grows up out of that bag, if you like, of mycelium, it grows up, and little parts of that veil are left stuck to the lid, and so that's why you get those little white spots. And actually it's a really lovely pattern that you get on this. For this one, it's had long grass over it, it's been raining a lot, it's been quite damp, and so those white flecks have all rubbed off, and actually you can see them on the grass here. You can see how sort of delicate that veil is, and it comes off very easily. That's Amanita muscaria. So they've come out to one of the grassy bits in the Smitham Wood and actually made quite an interesting little find. It's one of the club fungi, which is one of the grassland species, so wasn't really one I was expecting to find. And it's black earth tongue, and it's down here. So the club fungi are living in association probably with the mosses rather than with the grass. It's known as a grassland species, but I think anyway, it is associated with the grassland, with the mosses rather than with the grass itself. Mosses, of course, are a very ancient plant, and so have a very complex relationship with the soils and the making of soil, and so the earth tongue is probably in relationship with them, because grasses are actually a very modern plant, and grass is so successful now because of not because of anything else. So it's quite often I spend most of my time with my knees in the dirt and my butt in the air whilst I'm looking at mushrooms. There's lots of pictures of that, and we've actually got a quite good little patch of them here. I was thinking that this might be a bolete. It's not. It's one of the it's a roll rim, I think. So it's a very tight curl up and under, and then it has the gills are decurrent. They go onto the stem and down the stem a little bit. If you look right under, that's why I was looking right under. Yeah, so that one's a tiny little mushroom, thanks. No idea what that is. These ones here, you can actually see that this one's grown so fast that the pine needle is grown through, yes, and absorbed the pine needle into it.
That's a nice specimen.
We've got another,
looks like it's been harpooned.
Yes, looks like another gallerina there, perhaps. So we've got a really good little patch here, and a couple of everybody's favourites. So we'll start off with the smelliest fungus in the wood, and perhaps the most suggestive. Oh look, Phallus impudicus, the stinkhorn. Actually, let's see, there's some fly activity around it as well, and actually this one's a fresh one. Look, still got the mucus down at the bottom. It doesn't actually smell that bad, does it? I can just get maybe a whiff of it. Yeah, it's not too bad at the moment.
Put your head right down next to it and give it a go.
No, it's actually not too bad. The gleba, which is that green slimy bit on the top, that's the bit that's the spore bearing stuff on for these fungi. So they attract the flies in who think that it's rotting flesh.
That's actually what the flies all around it.
Yes, but it's really late in the season to find this actually. So most of the flies are not active now because it's too cold. So actually, this is not the right time for this particular fungus to be out. But yeah, it's a great find.
It's giving it a good go though.
It's giving it a good go. It's risen to the occasion, shall we say? And then behind it here, we've got loads more of the buttercap and some lovely mycena. Growing out of the moss here as well, so that's within a couple of centimetres of it, and then as we come over this way,
another stinkhorn.
Some of it's been eaten by
got bugs on.
These flies here do not want to get moved off this really lovely thing that flies don't usually let them do that.
No. They are loving it.
Come over this way. We've got much nicer examples of the fungus that we came to find. In particular, is Amanita muscaria. Here's the one lovely one that's just come up, and actually, I don't know if we can get under, but the veil that is the bit that it leaves the little speckles behind on the top is actually still attached underneath this one. It's covering the surface of the gills underneath, and as the cap will spread out so it looks more like this one here, that veil will be left behind, and quite often, let's see, this one's an old one, so let's have it up. There we are, you see. So there's another one underneath it, and there we are. There's the what's left behind of the veil. So that's the frilly skirt that's left behind. So this was the bit that was once upon a time attached here and covered all of this pore bearing gills, and then as the egg, as this cap rose through the egg, some of it stuck to here, so leaving these white speckles, and then the rest of it became this skirt underneath.
And we've got the egg here. This is a sort of a much younger one. It's pushed through, but can you see the remains of the veil around?
So we've come to the end of the walk. It's been a really lovely walk. We've picked up some really lovely species. We've seen mycorrhizorals, so the ones that live in conjunction with the trees. We've seen the rotters, the ones that break down the dead material, and we've seen some parasites. So we've seen all of the different groups of fungi here at Smitham Wood. It's been a really lovely walk. So thank you to Oscar for all the filming and coming along and joining me and looking at the mushrooms, and I hope that you have enjoyed the film that we've made. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I hope we're going to make some more films, and send a request. And also, if you have Instagram, you can follow me at Nate_or_what, and on Facebook as well. So give us a shout if you have any questions, and thanks for coming on the walk with us.